Good day everyone, this is Engineer Jom Digia. Welcome back to my channel. So in this video tutorial, I will show you how to solve random past board exam problems under the subject Engineering Economy. So this year, 2024, fresh na fresh ito guys, no? Na ating pag-aaralan. So wag natin patagalin pa, let's start. Problem number 1. What is the least number of years needed to triple a certain amount of money at 5% compounded annually? So nabanggit agad guys, no, yung word na compounded. So meaning to say, gagamit tayo ng compound interest na concept dito, no? So for our solution, so recall mo lang yung formula ng compound interest. So syempre involved doon ang future worth and present worth. So in terms of future worth, so F is equals to P multiplied by 1 plus I sub n over m raised to m times n. Again, yung I sub n guys is the nominal rate of interest, m is the number of periods, and yung n na maliit guys, so yun yung ating number of years. Sabi dyan, ilan daw yung number of years na kailangan para matriple daw yung pera. So meaning to say, if you have yung F natin na hinihingi, so dapat daw is magiging triple yan nung pinuhunan mo. Okay? So ganyan yung concept dyan behind that. So i-apply natin ito dito sa formula. So kung makikita nyo, papalitan natin yung F ng 3P. Kasi nga sabi, magiging triple daw yung amount. So 3P is equals to P multiplied by 1 plus I sub n over m raised to mn. Okay? So ganyan yung mangyayari dyan ngayon guys. And then, makakancel yung P dyan. So matitira is 3 is equals to 1 plus yung I sub n natin guys, sinabi is the nominal rate of interest. Yan yung ating 5%. So since compounded annually ka, ang m na gagamitin mo ay 1. So raise mo lang yan sa 1. And then yung unknown natin dyan is yung ating n. Okay? So syempre, kailangan natin gamitin yung ating calculator in order for us to get the value of n. So we just conduct shift solve here. So 3 is equals to quantity 1 plus, so 5%. Input nyo lang sa calcu guys, tapos erase nyo sa n. Yung n na gagamitin nyo sa variable sa calcu is yung x, alpha x. And then press shift solve or shift calculate. Magantay ka lang na onte, lalabas yung sagot natin dyan, no? So processing. So lalabas na value ng n is 22.517 or i-round off mo lang sa 1 decimal place. So 22.5 years. Kung makikita nyo, nandun siya guys sa letter C natin. Okay? So that's simple as that. So we proceed to problem number 2. So for our problem number 2, Leonard invests 450,000 pesos now. Given that the interest rate on the investment is 14.5% per year, compounded annually, what sum in pesos will be collected 8 years hence after the investment has been deducted? So choices 4. So for our solution, so we must recall lang naman, no, yung formula again ng compound interest. So, meron tayong formula na F is equals to P multiplied by 1 plus I sub n over m raised to m times n. Again, I sub n is the nominal rate of interest, meaning yan yung binigay na percentage dyan. Yung m is the number of compounding periods. Yung n na maliit is the number of years. Yung F na malaki guys is the future worth, which is yung magiging result ng pera mo after ilang years ng investment. So yung P is the present worth, which is yun yung halaga ng ininvest mong pera. So i-apply natin sa problem na to, intindihin natin ng maigi. So nakita nyo dyan, nag-invest daw si Leonard ng 450,000 pesos. So meaning to say, yan yung P mo. Okay? So 450,000 pesos. And then ang F mo dyan, unknown mo pa, no? Tapos may N ka na 8 years. Kasi sabi dyan, 8 years hence. So, will be collected 8 years hence after the investment has been deducted. So, number of compounding periods mo naman is 1 lang. Kasi sabi, compounded annually. So, una natin kukunin yung future worth niya. Yung magiging kabuuan ng pera kasama yung puhunan muna. So, F. Burahin na natin to. Ito natin sulat. So, P natin is 450,000 pesos. Neglect muna natin yung units. Multiplied by 1 plus nominal rate of interest is 14.5%. So, compounded annually, ang M mo ay 1. Raised to M, may 1 ka dyan. Tapos yung N mo is ilan? 8 years. Kasi diba sabi, will be collected 8 years. So, kunin mo muna yung pinaka future worth ng pera. So, let's solve for that using our calculators. 450,000 pesos multiplied by 1 plus 14.5% divided by 1 raised to 1 times 8 is 8. So, magiging kalalabasan ng future worth natin, yung pinaka-total is 1,329,402 pesos and 243 centavos. And what's next? Sabi dyan sa problem, guys, ilan daw yung magiging total ng pera mo in peso yung mako-collect mo 8 years hence after the investment has been deducted. So, meaning to say, hindi pa pala ito yung final answer mo. Okay? Ibabawas mo pa doon, guys, yung pinuhunan mo na 450,000. Kasi sabi, after the investment has been deducted. Okay? Then, deduct mo na si 450K. So, i-minus mo lang yan. 450,000 pesos. So, magiging kalalabasan yan, so i-calculate lang natin, guys, is 879,402 pesos and 243 centavos. Okay? Or, nandoon siya, guys, sa ating letter D, which is 879,402 pesos and 24 cents. Okay? So, that's our answer for this problem. So, intindihin nyo lang maigi, no? Ibabawas mo lang yung pinuhunan mo na 450K doon sa nakuha mo na pinaka-total. Okay? So, let's proceed to problem number 3. So, for our problem number 3, a nominal interest of 3% compounded continuously is given on an account. What is the accumulated amount of 10,000 pesos after 10 years? So, choices natin, 4. So, for our solution, recall lang natin yung formula, guys, no, ng compound interest natin kapag merong involved na compounded continuously, no, na interest rate. So, ang formula niyan, guys, is F is equals to P times E raised to I times N. Meron din naman sa ibang book, ang formula is F is equals to P multiplied by E raised to R times N. So, pwede mo siyang basahin as F is equals to pain or F is equals to PERN. So, pwede yan. Yung F, guys, is the future worth. Yung P is the present worth. Yung E, guys, is the symbol ng ating exponential value. No? Nasa calculator natin yan. So, yung I is the interest rate or nominal interest rate. And then, yung N is the number of years. Okay? So, ang gagawin natin dyan is apply natin yung formula na yan. So, compounded continuously. Sabi, what is the accumulated amount? Ang hinihingi sa problem is yung future worth. So, for our F, so 10,000 pesos multiplied by E. May input mo yan sa calcu. Raised to I. Yung I mo dyan is 3% multiplied by number of years, which is 10. So, isolve mo sa calcu. Ano kaya yung magiging final answer natin? So, 10,000 pesos multiplied by E raised to 3% times 10. So, the answer will be 13,498 pesos and 59 centavos. Or, i-round off mo lang, close touch siya sa letter C natin. Okay, which is 13,498.60. This will be your answer for problem number 3. Solve mo lang yung formula ng compound interest using compounded continuously. Okay? Pwede ito, pwede rin naman to. So let's proceed to problem number 4. So for our problem number 4, a firm borrows 2,000 pesos for 6 years at 8%. At the end of 6 years, it renews the loan for the amount due plus 2,000 pesos more for 2 years at 8%. What is the lump sum due? So 4 choices ang nandyan, no? So for our solution, so dapat intindihin natin na maayos yung problem. Ang sabi diyan, yung firm daw, nanghiram daw ng 2,000 sa loob ng 6 na taon. So yung nominal rate of interest is 8%. So kung hindi naman binanggit guys kung anong klaseng compounded yan, ang laging isa sa isip ninyo is dapat yan ay naka-compounded annually. So hindi binanggit kung ilang compounding periods, automatic yan ay compounded annually. So pagkatapos daw ng 6 na taon na yon, nag-renew daw ng loan. Yung ni-renew niya is yung amount due and yung idadagdag na 2,000. So meaning to say, yung babayaran niya na total, magdadagdag pa siya ng 2K. So sa 2 taon ulit, no, for 2 years at 8% na naman, compounded annually ulit. So ano yung lump sum due, meaning yung kabuuan daw ng babayaran niya. So una sa lahat, no, recall natin formula again ng compound interest using yung future worth. So F is equals to P, which is the present worth, multiplied by 1 plus nominal rate of interest divided by the number of periods raised to number of periods times the number of years. So, i-apply natin tong formula na to sa unang condition natin. Na sinabi, 2,000 yung hiniram. So, F mo is 2,000 pesos. So, neglect the units muna. So, 1 plus, yung ano mo dyan, nominal rate of interest mo is 8%. So, 8% divided by, walang binanggit, no, na compounding periods kung ilan, matic annually yan. So, divided by 1 raised to 1 times 6, which is 6 years. Kunin mo muna yung future worth niyan. So, yung future worth niyan, guys, yan yung magiging amount due niya. Okay? So, 2,000 pesos plus 1 plus 8% raised to 6. Makakuha natin dyan, guys, is 3,173. Kunin natin lahat, no, na value. 0.748646. So, yan yung value or yung amount due niya after 6 years. Ang sabi sa second condition, nag-renew daw siya. Yung amount due niya, which is ito, magpa-plus pa siya ng 2K. So, kung magpa-plus ka ng 2K dyan, yan na ngayon yung balibago mong F. So, F sub 2 is equals to F plus 2,000 pesos. So, yung F sub 2 mo, so 3,173.748646 plus 2,000 pesos. So, yan ay magiging 5,173.748646. Ngayon, hindi pa yan guys yung pinaka sagot. Kasi sabi, ano daw yung lump sum due? Itong F sub 2 mo, yan ang ngayon yung magiging present worth mo doon sa panahon na yon na kung saan second condition ka na. So, this will become your P sub 2 na. So, pinakakukunin mo yung magiging lump sum due, which is yung ating future worth na final. So, F sub F, designate na lang natin, no? So, formula, so P, lagay natin P sub 2 multiplied by 1 plus I sub n over m raised to mn. So, for our lump sum due or future worth na final, so 5,173.748646 multiplied by 1 plus, nominal mo is 8% ulit. So, compounded annually, wala mo binanggit sa problem, annually agad yan. So, 1 times 2 years. Kasi sabi, more for 2 years. So, times, ano lang. So, raised to 2 na lang siya. So, let's solve 5,173.748646 multiplied by 1 plus 8% raised to 2. So, the answer will be for our future worth final or yung lump sum due natin, yan ay 6,034.66 pesos. So, that will be our final answer for this problem na nandoon guys, no, sa ating letter A. So, that's simple as that. Okay? So, now we proceed to our last problem, problem number 5. So, for our last problem, problem number 5, a certain type of machine loses 10% of its value each year. The machine costs 2,000 pesos originally. What is the total depreciation after 4 years? So, 4 choices ang nandito guys. So, for our solution, so kung ating babalikan yung problem, ang sabi diyan, yung machine daw is nababawasan ng 10% ng value niya kada taon. Nakakita nyo diyan yung 10%. So, pag ganyan, no, na may binanggit na constant na percentage, automatically, we will use declining balance method or DBM. Again, DBM stands for declining balance method for depreciation. So, meron tayong 10% dyan. So, automatic yun na agad yung ating K. So, depreciation after 4 years. So, meaning to say, number of years na kung na-consider mo ay 4. So, machine cost 2,000 pesos originally. So, yan yung ating C sub O or yung first cost ng property natin or ng machine natin. So, 2,000 pesos. So, let's consider the concepts for declining balance method. So, in terms of the required sa atin, no, na total depreciation after 4 years, so, ang formula guys ng total depreciation is D sub N is equals to C sub O minus C sub N. C sub O again stands for the first cost or yung halaga ng machine nung binili mo siya. Tapos yung C sub N, yung halaga ng machine nung kinonsider mo yung value ng 4 na taon. Okay? So after 4 years, ano kaya yung halaga nung machine na yon? So meron na tayong lead, yung 2,000, yung original na value niya. So wala pa tayo nito, unknown pa natin, ito meron na. So unahin natin kunin guys C sub N. So formula for C sub N or the amount of the property for the period considered or the years considered, since binanggit yung 4 years. So C sub N is equals to C sub O multiplied by 1 minus K raised to N. So, let's substitute. So, for our C sub N, C sub O is 2,000 pesos. Let's neglect the units first. So, 1 minus K, our K is 10% raised to N, which is 4. So, kunin natin yung C sub N, guys. So, dito ko lang ilagay sa itaas. So, C sub N, i-compute natin yan. So, 2,000 pesos. 2,000 pesos multiplied by 1 minus 10% raised to 4. Meron na tayong value guys na 1,312.20 pesos. So, kunin na natin yung pinaka-required sa problem, which is the total depreciation after 4 years. Balik tayo sa formula ng D sub N. So, our first cost is 2,000 pesos minus yung ating C sub N na nakuha, which is 1,312.20. So, solve lang natin yan sa calcu. So, 2,000 pesos minus 1,312.20. The answer will become 687.8 or 80 pesos. Which is nandoon sa letter D natin. So, ganun lang yung gagawin guys, no? Alalahanin nyo lang yung formula na involved kapag meron tayong declining balance method. Siyempre, consider nyo yung constant percentage niya, yung C sub O, yung C sub N niya para makuha nyo yung pinaka final answer na D sub N or total depreciation na kinonsider sa 4 na taon. Okay? So nawa may natutunan kayo guys sa ating mga pinag-aralan sa refresher na ito. So kung gusto nyo pa na marami pang video tutorials under Engineering Economy, mga approach natin na madadali na pwede nyong i-apply for the board exam or even sa school, so subscribe lang kayo sa aking channel. Again, this is Engineer Jom Digia. Maraming salamat sa panonood and God bless us all.